Welcome to the 2023 Seuss CP Conference, the Edge of Opportunity podcast from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. The Southeastern United States Canadian Provinces, or Seuss CP Alliance, was established in 2007 to formally advance a common interest in enhancing economic ties between the two regions. The Alliance is a strategic trade and investment-focused partnership between 6 southeastern U.S. states and 6 Canadian provinces. This year's conference is focused on opportunities in the blue and green economies.
And welcome back to the Seuss CP 2023 podcast with Gale Force Winds. I'm Alan Dale. With me, as always, my good buddy Jerry Crow. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of cool things happening in the room, a lot of B2B meetings, and a lot of great conversation. Just had the Premier of the province on, talking about all the exciting things that are happening in this neat collaboration between the United States and Canada and through this conference. Landon, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. Yeah, no, thank you for having me. My name's Landon Scott. I'm with a company called V internationally headquartered out of Memphis, Tennessee. I reside in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're really excited to be here in St. John's with CP Canada. We have a long history with Seuss, specifically on the Japanese partnership, so we are really excited and have seen tremendous fruits from those relationships. So we're really optimistic and excited about continuing those relationships here on the Canadian side.
Tell me about the company now. What is it that you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're one of the, V. Alexander is one of the largest privately held freight forwarders and U.S. customs brokers really in the Southeast. So we specialize in providing flexible, customized solutions for importers and exporters who are moving cargo in and out of the United States and other countries via ocean or air or project cargo, as well as the dealing with U.S. customs to clear cargo in and out of the United States. So all the fun stuff that we get to do each day.
Software driven, how does that all work?
Yeah, so technology obviously is a huge part of our business. AI and predictive analytics is certainly making its home in supply chain, but people continue to be really the foundation of how to solve problems. You know, if everything worked well, we wouldn't have jobs. Right. And the system is very fragmented, both in importers' relationships with with customs and with importers and exporters' relationships with steamship lines and airlines. So because of those issues, we get to come in and serve our clients and let them focus on their core competencies as we focus on ours.
Right. I mean, a lot of moving parts in moving things around the world.
Sure.
And an awful lot. And you take that pain away from the client?
We try to minimize that pain.
Right.
You know, and each day it presents a unique set of challenges. You know, whether it's dealing with union workers on the West Coast threatening strike, either on the Canadian side and the U.S. side, or trucker shortages. You know, we saw tremendous equipment imbalances during COVID as supply and demand were certainly out of whack. So our goal is certainly to alleviate those pain points, but I would say equally is to properly set our customers' expectations for when they should expect their cargo to arrive so that they can then proactively, I might add, so they might be able to set their own customers' expectations. Because most people aren't surprised when things are broken. They just don't like to know about it, the day that it was supposed to get there.
How is the supply chain now, would you say?
I would say the supply chain now, it's a really interesting question this week. Things are flowing smoothly, largely. We are seeing some delays going from port to rail in the United States, for example. The Canadians, unions in the Prince Rupert and Vancouver are threatening strike. They vote again Friday regarding that, so there are some potential disruptions. UPS union is also threatening strike at the end of the month, so there's always dynamics that we're trying to navigate through. Yeah.
Now, you would be managing many transactions daily,
Hopefully.
And I'm assuming that's where the AI comes in.
So the AI and predictive analytics really comes in play regarding transit times. We pull data. If you have a ship going into Vancouver, for example, the steamship line or the port of Vancouver might tell you when it's supposed to get there, but they really have no idea as far as from a berthing schedule. So AI and predictive analytics for us really looks into partnering with those companies who can accumulate data from millions and millions and millions of containers worldwide, and to be able to predict based off of not just your one container on that one steamship line, but more actually how those other millions are moving every day, to be able to give you an actual date for when it's going to be there, as well as when we're going to even have the opportunity to get it out. Because it's not like, it arrives today, you can't get it out today.
No.
Right.
You have to make a port appointment to go pick it up. So it's about expectations.
Landon, what's an ideal client look like for you? So you're up here hunting down business, and what's that ideal client look like?
I think an ideal client is someone who values our service as much as we value their partnership. And so, in our world, we really seek to provide solutions, and it's companies who really value those solutions, value that partnership as something to be long term as we get to grow with each other. So that's really what we're looking for, is long-standing partners who value what we bring to the table as much as we value, obviously, the opportunity to serve them and in regards to their freight and their customs clearances.
I love your approach. It's a fairly transactional world we live in, yet you guys are looking for more of a relationship, and I like that.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. Sioux CP, everything you hoped it would be so far?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Excited to continue to explore these relationships, as well as St. John's at large, and look forward to bringing my wife up here one day, since I failed to do so this year. So we'll hope make that up to her one day.
Landon, thanks very much for being on this
My
show,
pleasure.
and keep up the great work. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you for tuning in to the 2023 Seuss CP Conference, the Edge of Opportunity podcast from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. The 2024 conference is taking place in Biloxi, Mississippi, and we look forward to seeing you there.